Juan, what's the deal, baby? It's your boy, Mr. C, the Trendsetter, and welcome to the NBS Show for the week of January 6th. And yeah, we got a great show in store for you. As I mentioned, I'm Mr. C, the Trendsetter. I'm just one of the hosts today. I'm gonna be opening up the show for us. Joined via audio today is the sports junkie himself, XT. What up, man?
What's up, man? Look, I know you're gonna boo me because I'm on audio. So go ahead and boo me. I like the boos. Keep them coming.
Yeah,
But
I hear
what's
you,
good,
bro.
fellas?
I hear you, man. I guess you just ducking. You must gonna have some horrible picks today, bro. You
Hey
don't even
man,
have
hey
a
man.
team
You
with
know,
them.
I picked Seattle and New England, by the way, last week on the show. So I'm really amped up for that, bro. We're gonna talk about it though.
We got a track record of your bad picks this year, bro.
Chill, 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 chill.
So, but it's all good, man. Keeping it going. Is our other co-host today. They call him Mr. Box Office. What up with it, boy?
What's going on, y'all? Can y'all believe late August college football started, and here we are, almost February, and football season just went like that, bro.
Yeah, bro, that's crazy.
This season flew by. And, a lot of the years it flows by, but I just feel like this year was insane, and I can't believe we're about to switch here to basketball here soon. Just crazy how fast it goes.
Bro, and it's funny you say that. This year, probably the first year ever, I'm so disengaged with NBA right now.
Bro, me too. I can't even lie.
Bro, I'm so disengaged. And I'm not going to even mention NCAA basketball. If I'm disengaged with NBA, I'm 100 times more disengaged with NCAA basketball, bro. I couldn't even tell you like who the top team in the nation is right now.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, so
Like I'll watch like VCU games because they're on every night. I'm actually going to VCU versus Richmond tomorrow night. I live 5 minutes away from it. I just had Duke Louisville up, but like I'm not like going crazy with it until like right now. Like now I'm about to hit it hard for the next 2 months to really follow it because bro, it's impossible during football season. Like
yeah.
it is too much football in terms of wanting to watch anything else.
Yeah, it's not. It's too much. It's too many side stories, things that go on with players that you have to keep and keep up with because we do this show. It's not only our personal teams that we're keeping up with. We're keeping up with the entire NBA. I mean NFL and NCAA. So it's like it's a job. Not really a job, but it's a job. You get what I'm saying?
Definitely.
So we don't have time to waste on. I don't want to say waste. It's not a waste on basketball right now though.
And I know like somebody like me, I mean, I love college football. And then you got the transfer portal, the draft coming. Like, even though like the season's ending, you still excited about so many other things that's going on in football right now.
Right. Absolutely. And speaking of transfer portal, can we start there?
Hey!
Can we start in the transfer portal and talk about the number one team in the portal by far with the best portal class in the history of the transfer portal? Can we start there?
Don't be a hater, box office. Be respectful.
I think this is a repeat of last year's show.
Oh, here we
The
go.
transfer portal. And then the transfer portal got y'all 7 wins. First off, some teams don't need the transfer portal that bad. I mean, like for example, y'all's ranking goes up because you get Sam Levet. Well, Texas didn't need a quarterback, for example. Y'all needed everything. And
Y'all
you
needed
should
Jordan
do well
Seaton,
in the
didn't you?
transfer portal because your coach is a transfer, technically. Like he's gonna bring guys from Ole Miss, and he's gonna have to basically recruit in the transfer portal. So somebody's going to need more than someone else. For example, I just felt like Texas really needed a tackle, a receiver, a linebacker, a running back, and they got that. And that's all Texas needed. So it's like, I don't, y'all
The tackle.
the portal title. I mean, who cares?
Y'all hosted a tackle. I believe he was the number one tackle in the portal. I remember y'all hosted him because you posted it in our group chat.
Talk that talk.
Look who's gonna be number one in the transfer portal rankings now.
Well, that's giving y'all a hard time, but we didn't need him.
Oh, here we go. See, that's what he does. That's what he does.
We picked up a top 3 tackle, one from Wake Forest that allowed 0 sacks last year. Good enough with me. He doesn't need to be, the best tackle ever. It's all good. He had 0 sacks allowed. That's all I needed to know. That's all I needed to know. I'm good with him.
Oh God.
Yeah, well, you're good with him, but I don't think that Texas was actually good with him because they did host the number 1 tackle, Jordan Seaton. Y'all just didn't land him. I mean, I guess you don't have any choice but to be good with him. You know what I mean?
When you tell LSU doesn't land somebody, you just say you're not desperate enough. I guess we weren't desperate enough.
Oh, here we go.
And when we don't land somebody, you say we don't have enough money. So y'all not have enough money?
Yeah. See, talk to him.
No, like I said,
that's all I know.
Like we just didn't need, like, for example, a quarterback. Like we're good.
Y'all didn't need a quarterback. That's probably the only thing that y'all didn't shop for. Y'all shop for everything else, bro. That's stop the cap. Y'all could have improved everywhere else on your roster except for quarterback. That's the only thing y'all were set at. Which is why y'all hosted people like Jordan Seaton, and they just choke. Can you just admit that he picked LSU over Texas, bro?
That's fine. I actually think he's the dumb one here. Like, I mean, we're gonna be better than y'all. So why the hell would he go somewhere else?
How are y'all better? Right.
Our quarterback's better. Our quarterback's going to be healthy going into next year. We don't know about your quarterback. Our receiving corps way better than y'all's. Cam Coleman and Ryan Wingo. Also, you don't have a better defensive player than we do. We have Colin Simmons, who's going to probably lead the nation in sacks. And we were better this year. So just going off this year as returning starters and for both of our teams, like, come on, bro. Plus, no one wins the national title in their first year as a coach going from one place to another.
Hey, you know what? There's always
will not be that guy, bro.
Hey, bro, it's always, things change, my brother. Every day somebody
never won a national championship until this year.
Right.
Things don't happen until they do.
Y'all are ridiculous. Y'all never learn, bro.
Hey, bro, I gave Texas Day props on last week's show. I said, bro, getting Cam Coleman, that was big time. But we're not gonna sit up here and act like LSU before Lane Kiffin got all the guys that he got. You're thinking to yourself, bro, first year he's gonna really struggle. Right now, you can make a strong case that LSU might be a playoff team this year. And before the portal, you couldn't say that. I think most people would have said LSU was not a playoff team. So that right there, to me, says a lot about what Lane Kiffin's doing. He didn't bring in one quarterback. He brought in 3. 3 guys that 2 for sure could have been starters elsewhere. So, yeah, I think he's doing a hell of a job. Of course, the chemistry has to get put together. Everything has to work out. But we'll see, man. I'm proud of LSU. I'm not just saying because it's LSU. I'm actually really proud of the class that he put together.
And I mean, you can't hate on it, bro. You got to think about it. We pulled in the number 1 quarterback in the portal, number 1 offensive tackle in the portal, number 1 D lineman in the portal. Got top 3 wide receivers in the portal. I mean, it's just he really cleaned up here, bro.
retained the guys he needed to retain. Trey Green,
absolutely.
Pickett. I mean, the Weeks brothers. He kept all the guys that we really, really needed. And that's what I think is just a big, everybody's talking about who he bought in, but who he kept, Harlem Berry. Like, that's what I'm proud of as well.
Right. And like I said, man, we only solidified spots where we were stronger at, like Harlem Berry, but we ended up bringing in like 3 top running backs, along with retaining one that we had already. Well, 2 that we had, one that's going to be backing up Harlem Berry, and that was a starter for us last year. So, I mean, to say that this recruiting class, and then it's not like we only got 15, 20 transfers. We have a 40+ transfer group, bro. A group of 40. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. They're not scrubs. They're all people that were starting or played significant roles on other teams. So we got the experience. I think he has the blueprint to start and compete really early in his tenure at LSU, because he knows that what the standard is at LSU. He didn't have all this time to wait and try to recruit young guys and wait for them to mature and develop. He's going to recruit young guys and let them mature and develop while these transfer portal guys help us win right now. And that's what I like to see.
Hashtag just different.
Just different, bro. Just different, man.
Can you tell me what was so different about y'all this year?
You are the biggest hater, bro.
What was different about us this year?
Y'all telling me y'all just different. Tell me what was different.
Okay. Let me ask you this. Do you think that we got better? Yes or no?
Yes, I don't think LSU did a bad job. I hate when y'all do this, bro. Y'all act like y'all won the national title before the season started.
We didn't say that. I just said we should be a playoff team now. At one point, I didn't think we was gonna make the playoffs. That's all I said.
I'm not even sure about that. I mean, it's not guaranteed they're gonna make it.
Well, no, I don't think nothing's guaranteed. We picked 3 different teams to win the national championship. Not one of them made the playoffs, so nothing's guaranteed.
Yeah, y'all just gotta humble yourselves going into a season, and then I won't give y'all such a hard time, bro.
No, this is reactionary. This is reactionary. You always talk about how nobody wants to go to LSU. Yeah, and you constantly see it. Then we come up with the #1 portal class. Now that's dumb on their part for picking LSU. It's a reason why they're picking LSU, bro, over Texas.
He knows that
because y'all needed more. I mean, yeah.
he's so crazy, bro. I swear.
I mean, like, are we shopping for Sam Levitt? No. Like, we don't need him.
You can keep saying Sam Levitt.
Well, he's the best player in the portal. I'm going by the best player in the portal.
And he picked us.
Hey, right. See, so who's the pick that you think, or even for you, box office, who's the pick? Of course, you're going to say the Cam Coleman's, the Sam Levitts, but who's the pick that you just like, people are not really talking about your team getting that guy, but you're like really happy that your team got that guy?
You want box office first?
It don't matter.
I like the linebacker we got because so Texas is losing Anthony Hill. He's maybe going to be a first-round linebacker this year. He was a stud, and they're losing him to the draft. And so, obviously, Texas had a need at linebacker, and I love who they picked up. They picked up Rasheem Biles from Pitt, and all you need to know is he was all ACC 2 years in a row at Pitt. Mm-hmm. I mean, that tells you right now he's ready to play. He's ready to go. He might end up all SEC if he continues developing. He's going to be a junior. And with that, well, no, he's going to be a senior. So he's going to just finish up his career at Texas. But him being all ACC back-to-back years, and I see that he didn't miss many games at all. He's going to replace Anthony Hill, and it's like we never missed Anthony Hill. And I'm so excited that we get Colin Simmons back. I've been talking about Colin Simmons, so he's one of Micah Parsons' homies, and he trains with Micah Parsons. As a freshman, 9 sacks. This past year, 12 sacks. So as a junior next year, I think Colin Simmons might reach 14, 15 sacks. So I think the Texas defense will be good. And I don't know if y'all heard, the new Texas defensive coordinator, Will Muschamp. So when Will Muschamp picks up a Rasheem Biles, who's 2-time All ACC, I think he knows what he's doing. So I think everybody's going to pay attention to Cam Coleman, Ryan Wingo, the 2 running backs we got, Arch Manning. That defense, I think, will be even better next year with Will Muschamp there.
Okay. All right. So where do I start, bro? Our portal class is so crazy. So you said not like Sam Levitt, right?
Yeah, I mean, not like that's the easy ones to say. Sam Levitt, Cam Coleman. If you choose another school that landed a big time 5-star guy, I understand you're gonna say those guys. But who's the guy that is not being talked about as far as the guy, and yet it's a really good signing?
Eugene Wilson III.
Okay.
I'm excited about him. The guy's a playmaker. I forgot what his 40 time is. I think it was like 4.3, something like that. And he's a big playmaker. And us taking him away from Florida helps us and hurts Florida, number one. Number two, it gives us help on the wide receiver side that we need, because I think we had good wide receivers this year, but our quarterback situation was so flaky that we weren't able to utilize these the wide receivers that we did have on the team this year effectively, as well as our coaching. And I think that one thing about it is we bring in a coach that's very creative offensively, and he's going to make sure that we're able to use these guys. So any kind of talented, speedy guys, I believe that we're going to be able to do something with it. And I think he leads the way on the transfer portal guys that we got as far as playmakers. So I love him. But the one that really I was really just happy about, and it's not it's not even Sam Levitt, bro. I was happy we got Sam Levitt. I was good with that finally, really, because we needed a quarterback. It didn't necessarily have to be Sam Levitt to me. But Jordan Seaton is who I was just ecstatic about. And I said, that's the one. That's the pick. That's the signing that's gonna move the needle for the Tigers this year. I believe he's a first round offensive tackle coming off the board at the end of the season, and he's a monster. He's a monster, and everybody was surprised when he picked Colorado coming out of high school, going over there with Dion. And the only thing I have a problem with him is maybe he has some character issues. He's done some things that I don't view as high integrity thing. Like they said, he got the Colorado film staff to come up with him a highlight reel.
Yeah.
They thought they were doing that for him to announce that he was coming back, and it was that just to really shop himself. And I think they said it took like 9 hours to get done, and they did it. And and the fact that they were, people were talking about he was going to all these schools on the visits and basically leading them on. Like he actually did that to us too, but he picked us in the end. You know what I mean? But they say, and I think that kids have to have wise counsel. And people are like saying that his uncle was leading his recruiting, and that's why everything was so flaky with him. And I'm not too sure about that part about it. But I view him as a 1-year lease, and I think we couldn't have done any better in the portal to help solidify our offensive line. The guys that left our offensive line to jump in the portal. I was kind of upset about that because we went through their growing pains this past year, and then they decide instead of coming back after they go through the hard year and come back reinforced, reinvigorated for next season, they go and hit that portal. That pissed me off. But this clears that up for me. So Jordan Seaton was the one that actually excited me about the portal class.
Okay. I'm not mad at that at all because Jordan Seaton, bro, 5-star beast. I do like what you said about character issues, though. He was basically saying when he signed to Colorado that if you a dog, you need to come to Colorado, and then he up and leaves Colorado. Now I'm not saying he should have stayed. I'm just throwing it out there what he said. But I love what you said about Eugene Wilson. But bro, I'm Jace Brown all day. That kid, bro. I watched him at K-State, and I think in this offense, bro, the fact that you got Eugene Wilson and Trey Green, I think Jace Brown is gonna go crazy, bro. I do. I really like that pickup. And I just want to see what he's gonna do. The other thing I really like that LSU did, they didn't just settle on Sam Levitt. They paid Sam Levitt, the number one quarterback in the portal, but I like the fact that they went out and got 2 other quarterbacks just in case of the injury. If the injuries are, not 100%, like you don't know. They went out there. They went get Longstreet from USC. They got the kid Clark from Elon, and I gotta trust Lane Kiffin and Charlie Weiss Jr. because they went get Trinidad Chambliss, and nobody knew who he was going into last year. And look at what happened. So I'm super happy that they didn't go get one quarterback that can start. They got possibly 3 guys that if an injury occurs, they can be all right with. So I love what they did in the portal.
So, all right, tell me this. What player did your team retain that you think that you were excited that they retained this player that may have otherwise left and hit the portal?
Trey Green. I didn't think he was gonna leave, but bruh, you can't replace. Like, don't get me wrong, Trey Green this year. I think this year he has to focus on not making critical drops. He does drop the ball from time to time, but you can't coach 6'7", bro.
Okay.
No, you just throw it up in the air, bro. He gonna go make a play. I did think like if Lane Kiffin couldn't get a Sam Levitt, couldn't get the quarterback because he didn't officially sign until later on. So I was like, bro, please, Trinidad, don't enter the portal. Please don't enter the portal.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm super happy that he ended up staying.
Yeah, that would have been devastating to lose Trey Dez. He's probably our best offensive weapon that we have on the team, on the roster. So I definitely agree with that. I got a couple of them. One of them is kind of biased, but I can back it up with facts.
I know where you're going.
Yeah. Dominic McKinley.
Yeah.
I'm happy we retained him. I'm happy we retained him because, like you said, you can't teach 6'7", you can't teach 6'6", 309 either.
Right.
And he's going into his junior season next year, and he's only getting better. And like I said, to be able to be in the same place, that kind of stabilization on the defensive line with this bringing in, we did bring in some more defensive line help that can only help him, and him already being secure in his position in there, because we did lose another one that came in with him, Ahmad Bro. He did hit the portal, and I was sad to see him go because I thought they were going to be our 2 tackles going into their junior season, and I expected a lot from them. You know what I mean? So that was that's one, and I got another one, Caden Durham. I'm very happy that we retained him. I know Harlan Berry is probably going to go in being the starter, but I thought that Caden Durham did a good job. I think he did a good job. I think we just didn't do a good job at running the ball this year at all. I think that his freshman year, Caden Durham, was great. Sophomore year, he had to split the carries with Harlem Berry, and Harlem Berry and him, I don't think there was much difference between them. To be honest, did you see much of a difference? Did you see Harlem Berry being that much better than him?
I think that Caleb Durham did take a step back from his freshman year. That's what I will say. He didn't look as explosive this year. And I didn't see much of a difference between him and Harlem Berry, but Harlem Berry is a true freshman. The
Yeah,
upside from Harlem Berry is what I think most people are gonna, look at and say once he puts a little bit more bulk on,
yeah,
bro, he gonna be a problem, bro.
yeah. He is. He most definitely is. Especially like I said, we getting Lane Kiffin. I believe he's gonna utilize them both.
Right.
So that's what excites me about it. But them those two were the main ones I was excited about us keeping, retaining, and Weston Davis as well on that O line because he got experience this year and he decided to stay, and that he's gonna play at right tackle. So we got two tackles with one great tackle and one that now has experience and can be great. So I was happy he stayed as well. I'm really excited about the team this year. What about you, Box Office?
Is he frozen? It's like he's
Box Office.
moving.
Y'all hear me?
Okay,
There
you
you
Y'all
go.
hear me?
Yeah,
I
you good.
don't know what's going on with my Wi-Fi tonight, but I'm gonna go. So I don't think Texas was ever at risk of losing the wide receiver Ryan Wingo. At least I never heard anything, but that's what I was afraid of. That Cam Coleman coming in would drive him away. But actually, it looks like what Texas did was pay Ryan Wingo and ensure he stays, and they had to let go of Parker Livingston for Cam Coleman to fill that spot. And where did Parker Livingston end up? Oklahoma. So it's funny how it went. He went from a Longhorn to a Sooner. But, at the end of the day, somebody had to go to open up that space for Cam Coleman. And it worked out for Texas, I think. So no one that I heard that we were at risk of losing that I was afraid of losing, but I wanted to make sure that Ryan Wingo stayed. Ryan Wingo sometimes pisses me off because he'd be dropping the ball a little too much, but I think he's just growing and he'll only get better. He's the speedster. Coleman's the guy that's going to go in the air and snatch balls out the air, but Ryan Wingo's the speedster. So I think it's a good mix having both of them there. And the crazy part is I think they were, if I remember, they were the same recruiting class, and obviously Coleman went to Auburn. So now to have them both is exciting.
Okay. I'm not gonna lie. I will say this before we get to the next topic. I know y'all. I was excited. We'll go a different direction. It's excited that somebody left, a team. And I was excited that y'all loved Jamie French and he went to Michigan. He left Texas and went to Michigan. I was happy about that because he was originally an LSU commit and then signed to Texas. And then now he's going to Michigan. So I think he's a really good young receiver. He was a freshman this past year. I think Michigan might have got him one with that one. I think Texas is going to look back and say we should have kept him.
He was a 5-star, huh?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. That's what you get.
But yeah, I mean, I thought Texas should have kept him, but it is what it is. I know Texas got Cam Coleman. You can't be mad at that.
Yeah, man. I think the portal, like I said, losing Branch, Texas losing Branch, it kind of shows that the portal is really designed. It's not designed for you to be able to keep talent on your roster. for 3 to 4 years. It's designed for kids that are impatient. If they're not getting the reps that they want, they can hit the portal and get money and go somewhere else and make a name for themselves. So we think about the Jordan Seatons. Like you said, he said he was excited going to Colorado. He said, "You ain't a dog if you don't come to Colorado." And now he not a dog no more. He a tiger. You know what I mean? And he was most definitely getting the reps he wanted there, but it's the opportunity itself. It lends to there's a freshman offensive tackle that's not gonna get a shot here. You know what I mean? Because he's a junior transferring over there, and he's huge, he's great, and it's a freshman offensive tackle that's not gonna get a chance here. That's gonna be on somebody's radar next recruiting portal. You know what I mean? And he's not gonna sit here and wait 2 years for Jordan Seaton to leave. You know what I mean? He's gonna jump in the portal next year after seeing and getting his reps against our defense and proving himself and getting a little film on himself. You know what I mean? So I think the portal is a great thing, and it's a bad thing. It's changing the way college football is, period. We haven't really seen that effect on basketball like we have football. But
but basketball is a little different only because they can go straight to the NBA right after the first year. Like, they don't have to wait around, and they got to wait a little while. But I will say this, Arch Manning, to me, like, that's the kind of kids that I'd want to recruit, because he was willing to sit as a young player and wait his turn. I think, like what you said, it's going to be hard. You may have the best recruiting class one year as far as high school recruiting classes, but then you may lose a lot of those guys because if they don't get the playing time that they think that they deserve as a freshman, they're going to up and leave and go somewhere else. So, like, LSU has one of the best defensive linemen coming in that's freshmen, Lamar Brown and those guys. But Lamar Brown gonna get a real run at D-line this year with all the players that LSU has. Will he stay if he doesn't get the run? That's one thing I will say about Texas. What I like what Sark said. Look, I'm not even the biggest Sark guy, but I like when he said, if you enter the portal, you're not coming back to Texas. Like, he set the standard out the gate. If you come to Texas, you chose Texas, you're gonna be developed, and hopefully, you get your shot sometime during the time that you're here. But if you enter the portal, you're not coming back to Texas. And I wish more programs would just come out and say that. Look, if you come to LSU, you come to Ohio State, you come to these programs, Alabama's, you enter the portal, you're not coming back to our program.
I get it, but that's all still. I get him saying that, and you can say it right now, but if let's say for instance, Manning had entered the portal and he said, "Nah, that's cap." You know what I mean? He would have most definitely taken him back. That wouldn't even been that'd have been a no-brainer. You know what I mean? So I look at it like this. You can have those standards that you're putting on your teams and these kids, but but like you said, like LSU, we lost the defensive lineman to Texas, Zion Williams. And if I'm not mistaken, he was like the number 1 defensive lineman last year, something like that. Yeah. And when we recruited him, but he wasn't able to really get on the field for us. So boom, he jumps back in the portal this year. You know what I mean? So I hate that happens, and I would love to see these players go somewhere, give it the time to develop yourself as a college player, and almost wait your turn. but they don't have to wait their turn anymore. That's the difference. That's why old guys like myself that we're struggling to understand. These kids, like, we don't have to wait our turn. I can go play now. I can take that little money you gave me to sign here initially, and then I can go get more money to go play somewhere else and get on the field.
That's true. That is true. I can't knock that. I can't knock that, bro.
All right, man. So we talked about any other portal news y'all want to talk about?
No, I think that's pretty much it. I and I'm not just saying because that's two of our fan bases. I really believe that LSU, like what Box Office said, LSU has the number one portal class because they did need a lot. But last week on the show, I did say Texas's portal class is nasty, bro. Atlanta Cam Coleman was big time for that program, bro. So that's two of my favorite portal classes they have out there. And I'm not just saying because I don't want to say Texas is one of my favorite, but I have to be honest. That like what they did this offseason, I think they didn't need much, and they added who they needed to add. And I told Box Office last week, I know see you won't like this. If you told me to pick a favorite for next year, my favorite might be Texas, bro, to win the championship.
Nope.
Who's your favorite, C?
I don't really have one right now. I know LSU is up there though. I know that because, like you said, we needed a lot, but we went and got a lot. We needed a lot, but we went and got more. I'll put it like that. So it's nothing wrong with needing a lot. It's nothing wrong with needing a lot going into that. That's what the portal is for. That's what recruiting is for. As long as you go get it. We were able to go get it. And that's what all that matters. So I don't mind when you say, yeah, LSU needed a lot, and we didn't. All right. We needed a lot, we went and got a lot. So we're gonna see how that works out. If y'all didn't need a lot, y'all should have went further this year.
I got a question for you. See, so I know it's way too early. Not who you think is the favorite to win it all, but me and Box Office did it last week. How would your top five go, like going into 2026, 2027 season? Who you think should be the top five ranked teams? And if you don't have LSU ranked in the top five or Texas, where would you have Texas and LSU ranked?
Bro, I don't lie to you. I have no idea right now. I haven't looked at any rosters to see who came back. Maybe let me look something up.
I'll tell you this. I think me and Box Office had a very similar, but not all the way 100%. I said Texas, Ohio State. No order. I'm just telling you the top five. I know I had in the top five. Texas, Ohio State, Oregon. No, I think Oregon was on my top five. Like they were right there. You had Oregon high.
I had them second.
Yeah, Notre Dame was up there, and who else we said? I said Texas A&M should be ranked high. Oh, and Georgia.
Just kind of looking at some of these too early polls. I see Ohio State, I see Texas, Georgia, the usual suspects. Oregon. I gotta have Oregon up there too. I see Notre Dame. I have to, you know how I feel about Notre Dame. I have to see them. I put Indiana, the defending champions. I'm not gonna keep them out of the top five after they just handed out all those ass whoopings.
They're gonna lose a lot though. They're gonna lose a lot of players, Indiana.
But here's the thing, man. Signetti, I believe it's Signetti. If anything
I do
happens,
too. But
I think he's proved that he knows how to reload. He knows how to reload a team and come back even better. So I believe he has. I believe he has a plan, and he has people that want to come there. So I gotta have them top 5. There's no way I'm not gonna have them top 5.
Okay.
But I'll probably have LSU right on the outside at 6. I'll have LSU on the outside at 6 or maybe 7, depending on how Texas A&M looks coming back. But definitely looking at who they have Texas A&M, Texas Tech. I got them above Texas Tech.
See that y'all know me. The way I judge everything is your coach and your quarterback. That's my first criteria. I can look at everything else, but if you have a quarterback I can trust and you have a really good coach, I consider myself okay. And I just feel like Texas, Ohio State, Georgia, Notre Dame, Texas A&M, Oregon, they got that in place. They got the coach and they got their quarterback.
You said Michigan?
No, I said A&M.
Okay.
If Marcel Reed could be better in the passing game, bro, there would be a problem.
That's why I said I moved LSU to probably 7, based on how he develops.
Okay. All right. Well, we don't have to dwell on it any longer. I just, I wanted to get y'all insight as far as, what y'all think next year. Next year to me is gonna be so lit. I just hope Texas don't win it all.
Gonna happen eventually.
bruh. Because I don't want to. Let me tell you why I don't want Texas to win before we move on. Because first of all, you're a Texas fan. I don't even hate Texas. I just don't like box office bragging about his team. Second, because Arch Manning's their quarterback and he's from Louisiana. And third, because he's a Manning fan. And so I gotta hear all of this rolled into one. He loves the Mannings. He loves to poke at LSU, the state of Louisiana, and how we can't get certain people. And then he's a Texas fan. Oh God.
Oh, it's good, baby. Woohoo!
What's it been? 20 years box office since y'all had an Natty?
Yeah, it has. So it
has been 20.
Damn, boy. That's been a long time, brother.
And before that, Natty.
It was this month, 20 years exactly.
And before that, Natty, it was even longer.
Oh, yeah, the Natty before that was 1970.
That's what I know, because I wasn't alive, brother. Because I'm gonna be real with y'all. This is because I just said I don't even hate Texas. It's box office. I just don't like when he talks about them. But see, us growing up, bro, Texas wasn't the team that we were like. You going to Texas? Like they cool. Vince Young really brought them back like to the forefront.
I say it started with Ricky Williams.
Yeah, Ricky Williams. Yeah, but even they went like their record wasn't like they were like a 9-4 team. They wasn't like a great team.
Yeah, I mean, but you were watching them. You were watching.
Right.
And after he left, I think what was it, Cedric Benson?
Yeah.
And Vince Young. Vince Young is the reason why. I actually wanted Texas in the SEC for a long time because of that team with Vince Young. I was like, bro, they should be in the SEC with us. That's a real team. They're in the South. There's no reason why they shouldn't be in the SEC in my eyes.
Bro, I felt like growing up, like now I'm older than box office. I always was like, bro, Texas is like Oklahoma's little brother, bro. Oklahoma used to dog walk Texas. Yeah. and Nebraska. Nebraska was another team that would dog walk them. It was like, bro, and then all of a sudden Texas, and I would always go for Texas. I was like, bro, I hope Texas whips the sleeves. I don't like Oklahoma. So I hope Texas whips the sleeves off Oklahoma. And every year they would let me down. Oklahoma would win. I'd be so mad, bro.
The only Oklahoma team I've ever liked was Adrian Peterson now. And they let Boise State beat them. And I was like, boy, Oklahoma. I ain't like them no more, bro.
Man, to me, everybody talks about the Vince Young days. And I remember that, and I loved it, and all that. That's great. But man, losing with McCoy to Alabama really hurt though,
Yeah.
because the reason that really hurt though was the year before was a Crabtree catch,
Yep.
and we ended that season off just that loss. And it's funny how what college football is today. Like we get 12 teams in. At that point, Texas and Oklahoma were fighting for who gets Florida in the national title game. And they both had a loss each. Texas beat Oklahoma head to head. Oklahoma got in. So then going into that '09 season, after all that, I'm like, all right, we're going to get there this year. We're going to beat Oklahoma again. We did. We get to the Natty, and bro, McCoy gets hurt in the first quarter. So that one just hurt, bro. It still hurts to this day. Because okay, I'll take a loss, but like
Let
off
me
of
losing all my bullets in the chamber.
yeah, like my quarterback got hurt, bro. It was
Right.
Heisman Trophy candidate. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah. Nah, it pales in comparison to the no call, bro. So the hell with
Hey,
it.
bro. Hey, that call was. I mean, that no call was obviously terrible, but game still went into overtime. Like y'all still had a shot. Like it went
It
when your
did
guy.
not. It was not supposed to have to go to overtime. That was the
I
game.
know, but what I'm saying is an injury though. There's no coming back from an injury. Like
Hey, well, that's just like me saying, well, y'all got a backup who's on scholarship as well. You know what I'm saying?
Who was it? Was it Blaine? Was it Blaine Gabbert? No, not Blaine. Who was the? It was who was that back that came
it
in?
was the number one high rated quarterback in the country who we thought was gonna be the next thing, Garrett Gilbert.
Garrett. Yeah, I knew it was a.
And then obviously he never panned out, and then he went eventually to SMU. And then if y'all remember, he actually started a game for the Cowboys like a couple years ago.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
But obviously he never lived up to what he was supposed to do because he was the number one rated quarterback right after McCoy. We thought we had Vince Young, Colt McCoy, and Garrett Gilbert. Like we thought we had them three in a row,
It
bro.
is. Yep. And y'all had some before that, Chris Sims and Major Applewhite. I mean, like, yo, I thought, bro, I used to root for Texas. I'm telling you, oh, like to beat Oklahoma, and I'm like, bro, these dudes keep losing to these scrubs.
Hey, bro, it's coming though. We gotta get a natty before 2030 because if we don't get one by 2030, bro, Sark gotta go. Because my thing is like they're giving them the most money in the country. They're giving you everything you need. You already had Quinn Ewers. Now you did good with Quinn Ewers. You got to two semifinals. Okay, like that's great. But now you get Arch, and if let's say Texas doesn't win with Arch, their next is a five-star named Dia Bell, who's Raja Bell's son.
Mhm.
If you don't get it done with Archer Raja or Dia Bell, I mean, Sark's gonna be out of there because they're giving him everything he wants. That's why I think Sark fired the defensive coordinator and went for Will Muschamp because he's like, I got offense, but let someone else handle the complete defensive side and just I need a big name and a proven guy.
That's what you have to do, man. As a coach, you have to recognize your weakness. If I'm not an offensive guy and I'm a defensive guy, I have to go get the best offensive coordinator. There's no way I can sit there and watch my offense lose and know I don't know what the hell to do. You know what I mean? I gotta find a great offensive mind, and I think that's what he did. So that I think extends your tenure at a job when someone sees you're trying to make up for your deficiency.
Yep. So we'll see. He's got to get it done by 2030. And I know 2030 seems, far from now, 4 years, but college life, I mean, that's, a bachelor's degree. So that's not far in the college life. So he's got 4 years max to win a natty.
But it's like I said, it's like you just said at the beginning of the season. I told y'all, I said Brian Kelly although I thought he was a good coach, I said this is his only shot. This is his last chance. It's either we make the playoffs or he was out of there. And it was because we had spent so much money in the portal, got in the number 1 portal class last year. He had his recruits in. He had 4 years to get his guys in there. And if we didn't at least make the playoffs, he was gone. And as soon as when we were eliminated in the playoffs, he was gone. After playoffs, he was gone immediately. He wasn't able to finish the season out. So I understand what you're saying. Like when these schools give you everything that you need to win and you don't win, they don't give a damn about who you are. You're out of here.
And now, like after Signetti got it done in 2 years at Indiana, everybody from Sark to Deion Sanders to Dan Lanning, everyone is on the hot seat that hasn't won a national title.
I don't know, man. I think Deion has a little more leash than anybody else because it is Colorado, and he is the only reason why anybody's going to Colorado.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Like Colorado eventually is going to say, well, if Signetti can do it at Indiana, what are we missing here? How can we help you even more if we're not getting rid of you, you know?
Yeah, and I mean, it's just not going to work there. It's just not going to work in Colorado. The only chance he had was when he had his son. He's not going to get the best recruits in Colorado. And I don't think his coaching is strong enough like Signetti to overcome that and out coach people with 2- and 3-star players that he's getting.
Okay. Are we doing that topic right now? See to go right now?
Yeah, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead, man. We got a new segment right here on the NBS Show. It's called "What Had Happened Was the Only Reason Why I Was Wrong." All right. All right. This segment is called "What Had Happened Was the Only Reason Why I Was Wrong Was," and this is the segment where we introduce something that we were wrong about, but we explain what went wrong and why we were wrong about it. And basically that if that hadn't gone wrong, we would have been right. So, yeah. All right. So with today's topic is our initial national championship picks for football. And we're going to explain what had happened. Which is the reason why we were wrong, because all of us were wrong with our national championship picks. None of our picks even made the playoffs. And I guess I'll start.
Okay.
And my pick, not surprisingly, was LSU. Now, I picked LSU for a number of reasons. LSU had, I just mentioned it, we had the number 1 portal class coming in. We had a very experienced and good coach, Brian Kelly, coming in, and we had a senior quarterback that was mentioned for the Heisman and possibly number 1 draft pick conversation going into the season. We had a defense that had gotten older and was well coached, and I expected us to be way better than we were. And the point where I knew I was wrong was it'd be easy for me to say the Texas A&M game, but it was before then. It was the Vanderbilt game. When we took our asses up to Vanderbilt and lost, I said, oh, even though we were still mathematically in it, I said, damn, we lost to Vanderbilt, bro. It's over. I need to just be looking at everybody else to see who's gonna make the playoffs because we not. And I knew Brian Kelly's days were numbered when we lost to Vanderbilt, and the reason why we were so bad was because we had a lot of pressure, and a lot of our team offensively was based on Nussmeier, and he was hurt the entire season. So had we not built our team completely around Nussmeier, we may have been in a better spot. And our coaching was very subpar this year. Brian Kelly looked like he had never seen anything to do with offense this year, and we ended up having a terrible season. You fire your coach halfway through the season, you can't expect to have more than 7 wins, and we got like 5 of them early. So that's what had happened with LSU. My pick for the national champion. What about you, Sports Junkie? Who you had, bro?
All right. So, man, y'all know I tell you all the time, I go off quarterback, I go off previous year, and I go off coaching. So, Coach Franklin at Penn State, man, I'm like, oh, man, I'm loving what I'm seeing. They're the Big Ten is taking over right now. You got Michigan winning the national championship. Now it's time for Penn State to win theirs. It's time, Well, Ohio State won theirs, Michigan won theirs. Now it's time for Penn State to take that next leap. Penn State, they win. They go as far as against Notre Dame in the playoffs. The team that ended up playing for the national championship against Ohio State. Well, Penn State gave Notre Dame all they could handle. All they could handle. Penn State was, I don't want to say winning that game against Notre Dame, but it felt like Penn State was going to win that game despite me picking Notre Dame. They end up losing that game. Going into this season, I was like, bruh, Penn State's coming back with Drew Aller. They're coming back with Coach Franklin, James Franklin. They got Singleton. They got Allen. Yeah, they lost Abdul Carter. That's cool. But Penn State's going to be a team prime ready to go. The season starts. They win their first 3 games, scoring over 30 in all 3 of the matchups. I'm excited, even though Drew Aller hasn't been balling these first 3 games. I'm like, yeah, Drew Aller, man, he's going to pick it up in this 4th game versus Oregon. Well, they get the Ducks. When they hold on, let me get box office right here. Let me add them to the stage. I'm sorry. They get the Ducks. And when they get the Ducks, they go into overtime. And I'm like, this is Drew Aller's moment. He's going to get this touchdown. They're going to upset the Ducks. He throws a interception. That ain't even the moment, though, see, that I knew it was over for Penn State. It was the following week. They go into UCLA and play a team that hasn't won a game all year. And Nico goes crazy. Over 100 passing yards, over 100 rushing yards, 5 touchdowns. And I'm sitting there like, bruh, Penn State's really going to lose to these scrubs. And, bro, they lose that game, and my hope for them going to the playoffs and all that good stuff was out the window. They did, they ended up losing to Iowa and I believe Northwestern by 1 point each this year. But after that, they turned it around. They beat Clemson. They actually gave Indiana the toughest game this year. If you really want to be honest, they had Indiana on the ropes. And they ended up losing it, but they had them on the ropes. But the team that I thought they were going to be was not the team that they ended up being. And I can't believe how bad Drew Aller ended up getting hurt, missing the rest of the year. James Franklin's gone. But yeah, man, I was wrong all the way about that team.
Penn State, that game against Indiana was before or after Drew Aller got hurt? I think it was after, huh?
After, yep.
And they still gave them a hell of a game.
Hell of a game.
Yeah, man. So okay, Sports Junkie, me and you, both our teams underachieved, and both our teams' coaches lost their jobs. So that leaves you, box office. Who would you pick for the national champion? And tell me what had happened.
So I picked the Clemson Tigers. And what had happened was Cade Klubnik was not the Cade Klubnik of the previous year. I don't know what the hell happened with Cade Klubnik. So these were his numbers the year before. And I'm going to count rushing and passing touchdowns together. 43 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. That was his junior year. And I'm thinking, okay, great. That means senior year, he's got all his receivers back, and he had them all back. And 43 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. I'm like, oh, and Clemson made the playoff the year before. They lost to Texas. And they won the ACC. So I'm thinking, okay, quarterback back, receivers are back, Dabo's back. Clemson's going to be a monster. Week 1, they lose to LSU. No shame there. We thought LSU was legit at the time too. So okay, fine. You could lose that game. Week 3, Clemson. I actually remember this. I picked Georgia Tech to beat Clemson on the show, and y'all actually picked Clemson. And I was like, look, I'm just big on Georgia Tech this year. So I was like, okay, they're going to be 1-2. I think they're going to win out after that, bruh. The following week, Clemson gets dragged by Syracuse. And that was the moment I was like, all right, Clemson, I don't know what happened to them, but they're not that team. And then obviously 3 weeks later, they lose another back-to-back games. They lose to SMU and Duke, and then it was a disaster after that. And it was so bad that they even lost to X's Penn State in the bowl game as well. I mean, come on, bro. And Clemson was terrible, and I do not know what happened to Klubnik. I can't figure it out. He's going to the draft. I would not touch him at all. But regardless, though, it doesn't make sense. Like, how do you go from 43 touchdowns at the college level to a disaster year with all your receivers back, your coaches are back? I just do not know what happened to Cade Klubnik and Clemson, and it was wild. It was wild that none of us predicted the college football national champion, because I predicted it actually 3 years in a row before that, and I was very confident, but nope. So yeah, what had happened was Cade Klubnik was not the guy I thought he was going to end up being.
Hey, you know, box office, what makes it even better for me is your team lost to both of our teams that we national championship. We didn't win nothing, but they lost to both teams.
Unbelievable. Yeah. Unbelievable.
So Klubnik had 16 touchdowns this year. And,
let me count his came off just to be nice. He had 20 touchdowns. So he literally had 23 touchdowns less.
Oof.
Wow. Yeah, he had a terrible year. Damn. Yeah, bro.
Drew Allen was worse than that.
Well, at least he got hurt, even though it wasn't great before that, but still.
Nussmeier played hurt the majority of the season, so his he never was able to actually be himself this year. So I don't give him a pass because you shouldn't have been out there. But you know, I definitely feel like our picks definitely let us down. So hindsight being 2020, you do you view your pick? Do you view that your pick, was it a smart pick? It was smart in theory that just didn't work out.
Absolutely. I thought all of our picks was good picks. If you'd have told me any one of those teams would have won the national championship, I wouldn't have been like, oh, that's not going to happen. I thought those 3 teams were definitely among, maybe 6 or 7 teams that could win it. And what's crazy about that whole scenario is I didn't think Miami or Indiana was going to win the national championship before the season started.
I thought Indiana had a fluke of a season the year before. I didn't think they would make the playoffs again this year.
I didn't think Indiana had a fluky year because I loved Cignetti. I just didn't think that they would replace the quarterback like
Right. Right.
And then they upgraded it, which is crazy.
Well,
Right.
you know my thing. I believe certain teams, they're put together. They have that one run that year, and I thought that's what happened since Indiana, the previous year. But they didn't rebuild. They reloaded, and they came back even better. So, that's why I gotta have him in my top 5 next year. So I think he knows what he's doing up there.
And in terms of picking this year, I mean, look at the 4 teams that ended up in the national title game in the Super Bowl: Seahawks, Patriots, Indiana, and Miami. I think this was my worst year ever picking games. Like, it was that bad. Like, this year was insane to me. Like, I didn't.
But
see
nobody picked. No, I don't know nobody that picked Miami, Indiana before the season started. That was a hard sell. And then even though I like Seattle going into the season, I didn't think they were going to the Super Bowl. I thought New England would be good, but I didn't think they were going to the Super Bowl. That's pushing. They wouldn't have been one of my top 5 teams. You gave me 5 teams I wouldn't have picked Seattle or New England to make it to the Super Bowl or win the Super Bowl.
Who are you? All right, let's go ahead and go. Let's jump to the next. That was a good segment, guys. Good segment, guys. We're gonna make some shorts with that. All right, so let's go to the next topic. We're gonna do the conference championship games.
Yeah.
All right, which I want to start with, AFC or NFC first?
I think we should start with the AFC, just because it was kind of like predictable.
The AFC Championship Game, the Denver Broncos hosted the New England Patriots, and going into the game, you had a backup quarterback starting for Denver, Stidham, which automatically, put them behind the 8 ball. And you had a very hot New England Patriot team coming in as the visitors. Predictions before the game, I know I took New England. You guys took New England?
Everybody did.
Everybody did.
And I think it was mainly because of the quarterback situation.
Absolutely.
So the only pause I had in taking the Patriots is I'm a big proponent of a good coach, and if you comparing the coaches, I take Sean Payton. I take Sean Payton in that matchup of coaches, and the confidence that he showed after the game when he lost his quarterback and said, "We got a quarterback that could start for a lot of teams on the NFL today that's going to be playing. Y'all just watch and see." I was like, "Oh, I know that's Sean Payton. He got some up his sleeve." And the way the game started off, I was like, "Oh, Lord, this damn Sean Payton is about to take the Broncos to the Super Bowl."
Right.
And with a backup quarterback, I couldn't believe it. But as the game went on, the weather became an issue. Now, I don't think the weather was an issue to where it should have really affected the Patriots more than the Broncos, because they both play in snow all the time. So I think it was just a matter of who could execute, which teams could execute. And the Patriots were able to execute better in that second half, which wasn't a bunch of points scored, but they were able to execute better in the second half than Broncos were. I think the Broncos, the only touchdown they scored was that first quarter touchdown, correct?
Yeah.
It was 10-7.
Yep.
Yeah. So we had kickers missing kicks left and right, and it also makes you question, but I understand the decision of Sean Payton passing up on a field goal attempt in that first half. Because the kicker, Denver's kicker, he missed a couple of kicks in this game, so you got to think that Payton was like, "Man, I'll just go for it." I think we're gonna need more touchdowns than we do field goals anyway, and he might miss it. So I kind of understood him doing that, but they end up losing by a field goal, and it makes you kind of okay. So you go kick that field goal, maybe you're tired and can go into overtime, but it didn't work out like that. And the Patriots, I am very surprised in them going to the Super Bowl this year. I would have never. You could have never told me that they were going to go to a Super Bowl. I knew they want to have a better season this year, but I would have never picked them for the Super Bowl. Vrabel over Mayo. I think that Vrabel brought back that old Patriots mentality and put his twist on it. You know, I think Mayo was trying to make it a little more loose down there, up there in New England, and Vrabel brought the accountability back to him. And he's obviously a player's coach. If you ever seen him, he waits in the tunnel for all his players to come off the field after the games. I don't know if he does it when they lose, but I've seen him do it every time they win. So, I mean, I got a homeboy who's a Patriots fan, and me and him argued the preseason over the Patriots and the Saints because we were going over our schedules, saying who and the Patriots had to play the Saints, and he was like, "Yeah, we're gonna beat the Saints." I was like, me, based off what? What the hell do you have to say that y'all are just gonna go in there and beat the Saints? I didn't expect us to have a good year this year, but he what's the boy name? The receiver, Pop McCourty. What's his name? For the Patriots.
I'm trying to think who you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know who you're talking about either.
Pop Douglas? I don't know. I don't know if that's what they call him. That's what they call him. I didn't know they call him that.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking at all the other names, and I'm like, they don't call none of them other fools Pop. So I said, maybe it's Pop Douglas.
Mm-hmm. But he was like, that was one of the players. He was like, yeah, and you need to watch out for this name, Pop Douglas. I was like, boy, shut the hell up. I don't know damn Pop Douglas. You telling me y'all gonna be great because y'all got Pop Douglas? Bro, I don't care nothing about that. And of course they weren't great because of him, but he did play a factor. So, but this guy, he's kind of like box office. He's all right. Well, I didn't hype him up. He's quick to say he didn't hype up his team or whatever when they're not good. And he was, he always hyped his team up when Brady was there. So, of course, he's ecstatic about this, about them going to it. And it's kind of like box office. I do not want the Pats to win because of him. You know what I mean? And that's it's a crazy thing, man. But shout out to the Pats for winning. I never could have picked them. I never would have picked them to be in there at the beginning of the season. But them making it to the Super Bowl is a testament to Vrabel, his coaching staff, and those players there. Drake May having an awesome season, bro. Nobody could have picked that.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I was going into the game thinking, look, they're not winning this game without Bo Nix. It sucks for Denver. You get the number 1 seed to get home field, and you get home field, you get to the AFC title game, and then you lose, and everyone pretty much expects you to lose without your quarterback. I was sitting there when the game started, and when it was early on in the game, and I said, why the hell is Sean Payton going for it? I was thinking in my head, you have a quarterback that you're not that comfortable with and don't have that much confidence. You got to take every point you need to get. And not only did that cost them, I also felt like they got screwed a couple times. First off, I don't understand the Patriots fumble that set them up for the Drake May touchdown. It was Jarrett Stidham fumbling it. I thought it was pretty clear he was throwing it forward. I didn't understand that call. but no one understands the NFL rules anymore at all. I don't know what's going on in half these games. And then also the Drake May sneak, which led them to the next 3 points. Bro, no way did Drake May get a first down on that tush push. I thought that was clear as day that he was short. I was just confused. I'm like, what are these calls? And then obviously when the snow fell, you have zero confidence in any kicker. The Patriots kicker missed a couple. Will Lutz missed a couple. Will Lutz's second one got blocked.
Yeah.
You don't depend on kickers when it's that snowy and that windy. But overall, I thought everything else about the game was predictable, though. Bad weather, ugly game, but Patriots are going to win when Bo Nix isn't playing. But you got to give credit to Mike Vrabel. 2 years ago, Belichick went 14-13. Gerard Mayo last year 14-13, and this fool got them in the Super Bowl. They also, what's crazy is, I know they didn't have the toughest schedule, but I mean they don't control that. They played everybody in front of them. They did not lose a single road game this year, which is a new NFL record. No NFL team has won every single road game in history in one season, going all the way to the Super Bowl, and they won it. They won every single road game. If they won the Super Bowl, to me, it wouldn't be a shock because I do think, and we'll talk about this next week, I do think they have two big advantages over New England or over Seattle. And that is, I think they have the better quarterback. I know Darnold's playing well, but Drake May is going to be better long term. And I do think Mike Vrabel is the better coach here.
Wow.
So they have the better coach, they have the better quarterback. It's one game. This isn't Legion of Boom, Seattle. No disrespect to this Seattle team, but they can lose. I think New England has a great shot. So, other than that, the AFC title game was very predictable, if you ask me. And I think all of us were kind of rooting for New England in a way because we didn't want to see Jarrett Stidham in the Super Bowl. Just because it, like, for example, when Nick Foles came in for Carson Wentz, it didn't look stiff. It didn't look limited.
Yeah.
Nick Foles was slinging that thing. But
Yeah.
Jarrett Stidham, besides that one drive, was your typical backup quarterback. So, to me, I didn't want to see a quarterback kind of struggle in the Super Bowl. Both these Super Bowl quarterbacks know the system. They've played all year. They're playing with confidence, and it's going to look like a normal game.
Yeah. Okay, so everything y'all said, I'm not going to really touch on those things because I do agree with a lot of what y'all said. But I'm going to tell you what I thought, man. I'm watching the game, and in the second half, bruh, I'm starting to think about when Tom Brady and the Patriots won their first Super Bowl with the Tucker rule. I'm like, bruh, it was snowy. I'm like, this is going to be reverse Tucker rule. Watch. Stidham's going to win this game. And it's going to be like reverse. So when Will Lutz got the second kick blocked, I'm like, bruh, dang, I thought he was going to make it. And they would go into overtime. And I was like, it's going to be reverse Tucker rule game. And this time the Patriots are going to be the short end of the stick. And the Broncos are going to move on. Even though I picked the Patriots to win the game. Overall, though, I don't think the Patriots played great offensively by no stretch of the imagination. So kudos to the Broncos defense. I thought the Broncos played lights out defensively, bro. Unfortunately, though, they I'm not gonna. I see what box office is saying about them getting screwed, but like he said, also, I don't even know the rules no more. I don't even know what's a catch, what's not a catch. And I've been watching NFL my entire life. I don't know what's sometimes what these refs see as far as on first downs, if it's a throw, if it's not a throw. I don't even know no more. But overall, I'll give the Patriots their flowers because the Patriots know how to win in different ways. And I felt like this game, they found a way to win. And at the end of that game, I don't know about how y'all felt. One of the throws Drake made, he just threw it out of bounds. I was like, why not just run and just fall down on the ground, let the time tick? It was like maybe like their third to last possession. But I just felt like the Patriots were really just trying to hold on at that point. They were trying to hold on, trying to get out of that weather. They did it. So kudos to them. Big block on the field goal. But like y'all saying, I'm happy that I don't have to see Stidham in the Super Bowl because I don't really want to see a backup quarterback versus Darnold or Matthew Stafford going into the this past week.
Yeah, nobody wants to see Stidham. I mean, I hate to say that, man. I sure hate that for that dude because he had a whole country of football loving Americans not wanting to see him get to a place that he's been dreaming about going since he was a child, probably in a whole country like rooting against him not going. Everybody outside of the Colorado area rooting for him to lose, man. So, I mean, I feel sorry for Stidham, and it was his big chance. He didn't play horrible. They definitely didn't lose the game because of him. But, you know, it's one of those things, man. He did more than I expected him to do with that long pass early in the game and scoring so early. I never expected that to happen. You know what I mean?
I know you love Sean Payton, but do you think? And I know it's easy to second guess. Hindsight's always 2020. I just felt like he didn't run the football enough, and I know they couldn't run the football. It seemed like they could. I know that, but I just felt like, bruh, try to run the football more. Maybe it's not R.J. Harvey that you're gonna run the football with. Maybe it's a more of a screen game. That I don't know, a reverse type game. I don't know. Do some reverse. Try to run the football. I don't know. I didn't love that. That's all I'll say. I felt like they took too many shots.
I think
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Don't have the running backs to do it, bro. They just don't have the running backs to do it. R.J. Harvey was not going to have a 100-yard game. You know, if they were going to, they couldn't lean on the running game. What I'm saying, they were going to have to pass it. If they had any chance of winning, it was going to have to be on the arm of Stidham, and even still getting out the pocket and running a little bit. It just wasn't meant to be, man. How do you feel about? I was watching another podcast earlier, and they said that the NFL has enough, and I totally agree with them. They have enough money to where all these teams should be playing in a stadium where you can close the top, close the roof.
No, I like the snow. I think that makes it the elements play a factor. I know people don't like some people don't like it, but for me, I don't know. Like the elements play a factor, and you know, I know New England don't mind it, but let's just say a team like Miami, all year Denver worked their butt off to get that home field, or if New England had the home field, I shouldn't have to play Miami on a closed indoor facility just because it helps you out. No, you got to come into our conditions and play. And you remember a couple of years ago, Miami played Kansas City on a cold night, and bro, they couldn't do anything. It was like they just was freezing on the field. I think you got to keep it.
I get that. I think that plays a part. That's a good part of the game too. But I'm kind of torn between it because I see it both ways. I see it both ways, as in, okay, well, but that doesn't. Those elements can make a difference in it. It's kind of like it's a good equalizer because your the best team may not win.
That's true.
It may not win, but at the same time, just to contradict that theory, both teams are playing in the same thing. So the best team may be winning. If you're we're both playing in this snow, the best team might have won. But if you have a controlled condition, my best athletes, my best plays versus your best plays, my best players versus your best players, I think that's the best way to
determine
a game, to determine a outcome. Because I mean, I've played games. I have never played a game in the snow. I played games in the rain where it was raining the entire game, and we lost the game to a team that we definitely could have beat. And I feel like we would have beaten had it been regular conditions. But at the same time, it may not even have been. They might have beat the hell out of us if it was regular conditions. We lost by 3. We lost by 2, a 2-point conversion. So it may not. They may have been run. They may have run off and blew us out had it not been rain. The rain may have actually helped us. Who knows? You know what I mean? But I know it was different. It was different. Every play we got out there and got in our 3-point stance, it was different. Getting off the ball was different.
But that's what makes football though, Brad. Like that's what makes football so fire to me, because there's so many different conditions and things that you got to worry about. I mean, just think about it in context. Like I know box office remembers, but I know you remember to see that Raider team would have beat the Patriots in a clear day. On a clear day, that Raider team would have beat the Patriots. That game wouldn't have been as close as it was, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think the Raiders would have won that game going away.
Yeah, that year, yeah, most definitely.
Well,
But,
I want to
I mean, go ahead. No,
I was
go ahead.
just gonna say that y'all know in like 6-7 years, most of the NFL stadiums are gonna be indoor, because when I look at what Buffalo's building, Cleveland's building, and now the Chicago Bears are trying to figure out where they're gonna be. They might end up in Indiana, but regardless, they're gonna be indoor. Like most of these franchises are going to be indoor very soon. They all realize, especially the northern teams, they all realize they want to host the Super Bowl. And in order to host the Super Bowl, and you live in the cold, and every year February is cold. If you live in the north, they're going to have to be indoors. So it's going to change here very soon. And what's crazy to me is, let me think, like Power 4, besides Syracuse, does anybody in college have indoor?
I don't, not that I know of. I'll say this though. I know you saying what you're saying. I do agree with you. I don't mind to have like retractable roofs. I'm okay with that. But could you imagine Lambeau Field being indoors? That would be corny. Like I'm just being like Lambeau has to be outside.
What I like about the outside is I like the scenery. I like when the camera goes over the stadium, it feels special. Like I could see the fans, I could see the field. I do agree with what with C. I'm a little torn though, because all those years, Tom Brady and them, they played and practiced in the snow and in the cold. They were more ready than my Colts, who
I think the Colts win some of those games if it was not in those settings.
Right, the Colts were in the RCA Dome and later Lucas Oil, which are indoors. So it's like I do think I agree with C. Like it affects both teams the same that day, but some teams are more used to it. Like you don't think Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers were more used to playing in Lambeau as opposed to what Tua's playing in Miami, So to me,
but the thing about it is, people say that, but all of those guys practice in the indoor facility. When it's snowing outside, they're not practicing out there in the snow.
Well, I watched the Brady thing, and Brady said Belichick on purpose would make us practice outside in the cold because he knew eventually we'd play all our home games in the cold. So I don't know how much other teams, but I know the Patriots practiced outside.
Yeah.
So I struggle with it, but what back to my college point is, a lot of these guys are going to get used to playing outdoors in college, and then it's as soon as they hit the NFL, 80% of these games are going to be indoors soon.
They said on a podcast I was watching, they said that his guy was like, I don't mind them having a retractable roof to where during the season you play it outside, but at a game like the AFC Championship game, close that damn roof and let them play in controlled conditions. And I was like, I was watching the game, and they were talking about how the wind was blowing and how Denver would be going with the wind in the fourth quarter. And I was like, that's true. That's true. You they get to go with the wind, so it's gonna be they could possibly pass the ball in the fourth quarter, whereas in the third quarter it was really useless to even try to pass the ball because they were going against the snow and the wind. And I was like, man, this is just it's ugly football to watch. It's like it's a defensive game, and I love defense, but it's almost like an added advantage for the defense. And I don't know, man. I don't think that I think that is a clear disadvantage. I think it's the great equalizer. I'll put it like that. If you're a team like Denver, maybe they only were in this because it was snowing. Maybe they were only close this entire game because it was snowing.
Maybe, and another crazy thing is, it's like the snow on the field for the viewer from us watching at home looks cool for 5 minutes, but after that, I can't tell where the ball is.
Nah.
Like I asked myself so many times yesterday, I'm like, where the hell are we on the field? Like
I didn't know that field goal was blocked until they showed it again.
Right. I gotta turn up Tony Romo and Jim Nantz for them to tell me where the hell they are. And the crazy thing is, Romo said it yesterday. He said it looks bad for y'all on TV. It's even worse in person.
Bro, I'll say this, bro. I watched that game. Then you go watch the Rams, and
clear as day.
and it's much better to watch.
Right.
Watching the game, I enjoyed watching the NFC game way more than I did the AFC game.
Definitely, because everything was clear. The quarterbacks can throw, no problem.
Yeah, and it's crazy. It's funny. I actually was I was at a wedding when the NFC Championship Game kicked off, but I had my AirPod in my ear and my phone on my side, and my wife hit me like right at kickoff and was like, turn it off. And I was like we almost got into an argument up there. I was like, I said, listen, I don't care. They're gonna say I do. I know they're gonna say I do. They do. Like, leave me alone. I'm watching the game, and like I had the DJ the reception. I have the phone propped up on my turntables as I'm DJing the wedding, watching the game. And it was just funny. It's like guys were. It's funny how guys are, because I have guys coming over there to make come either dap me up or either make a request or something. They look like, oh, okay, who winning? Like they'll stop with whatever they were doing, and they see the game propped up while I'm working, and asking me who's winning or what's going on in the game, because they're not allowed to watch it right now either, because they're at a wedding reception. So,
I'm definitely that guy that always has it up on the phone if I've got a big event to go to.
Oh yeah, man. That's why y'all used to give me a hard time. Like, yeah, bro, I'm definitely watching. Trust me. It was one of that, and it was pissing me off because they had bad reception in the church. So I'm like, they need to hurry up, man. I do. She does. He does too. Let's go. You know what I mean? But that was a good game. I actually enjoyed watching the NFC game way more than the AFC game because of those conditions. And I know it makes football different than any other sport, but I mean, it's you always have that what if. Now, what if it wasn't what if it wasn't snowing? You know what I mean? Who would have won that game?
I think New England still wins.
I don't know. I think Stidham showed me that he could throw the ball. You know what I mean? And I think you still have a close game, but I think it's more of a 24-23 type of game.
Right. It's definitely a different game. At some point in the fourth quarter, I was watching New England. When they were backed up in that snow, they would run 3 straight plays and just punt it.
Yep.
They
Yep.
just did not want to turn it over back there. That's all. Like,
and that was so boring to watch, bro. I was like, come on, man.
It is a terrible watch. I will say that. Like, it's not enjoyable watch. Like I said, snow looks good for 5 minutes on the TV. After that, it's bad football. It really is. I remember one play, Drake May said hike. Ramondre Stevenson just fell. Like, he just fell. And then Drake May's like, what do I do? so it's like, it is bad to watch, though. I will say, bro. I don't like it the older I get. I want to watch a good game, and I want to watch a clean game. Now, if it's clean weather and there's fumbles all over the place, so be it. But, like, I don't want to fumble or throw an interception because of this damn weather. And also, why you think the kickers are missing all over the place? All because of the weather. They can't. Yeah. First off, Will Lutz said after the game, he said, I didn't know how far I was kicking. He's like, I couldn't tell, like, I couldn't put it in my mind whether I'm kicking 45 yards or 35 yards. And plus, with the wind playing a factor, like, it's impossible to kick. And it's crazy. We'll always blame the kickers for these losses, but you can't blame the kicker during these games. It's like, all right, I expect him to miss.
You can't blame the kick on a game like this. That was a terrible excuse from him. He don't know how far he's kicking. Kick that motherfucker good for 60. I don't care. I don't care what you think that, do I need to just make it for 35 or 45? Kick it good for 55, bro. I don't care. That's you worried about how much leg to put on it. I can see worried about where you're aiming, not how much leg to put on it.
I guess he just kicks it differently depending on the distance.
Yeah. Yeah. But
all right, let's move on to the NFC then.
All right. NFC, was anybody surprised on the game?
Nope.
Surprised on the outcome?
No, I think me and Box Office talked about it last week. We were like, if Darnold plays up to his potential, they can win it. But he's a big if. But he balled out, though.
Yeah. Was anybody surprised on how the game went with the early scoring?
I was surprised I was surprised the Rams won in the end. I was so damn sure on the Rams all week. I was telling everybody I put money on the Rams, and it's crazy. The offense couldn't have played better. Stafford became the first ever quarterback to throw for 350, 3 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions, and still lose the conference title game. So the offense did well. I know in the end, with 5 minutes to go on 4th and goal, they didn't convert, but there's 5 minutes to go. The defense got to get you the ball back before 30 seconds left. And the defense just kept allowing first downs for Seattle. Then you had that penalty against Cooper Kupp, and that was that. But I do want to give a shout out to the Seahawks and Sam Darnold, though, because I knew if they won, that means Sam Darnold had to have balled out. And Sam Darnold had the best game of his career when it mattered most. Shout out to him. Also, let's look at that draft class. Him, Josh Allen, Baker Mayfield, Lamar Jackson, and Sam Darnold goes to the Super Bowl first.
Yep.
It's insane how his career has gone from the Jets to being a complete bust there, to Carolina basically riding the bench, to San Francisco he was riding the bench. People forget he spent a year in San Francisco. And then goes to Minnesota, has a great year. No one wants to give him credit, including myself. I was like, nope, he's got those receivers. And then this year he follows it up, and X was the only one that saw this kind of coming. Shout out to Sam Darnold. Like, this is a way to keep fighting the critics and keep figuring out your career. And next thing you know, you're in the Super Bowl. I also read he got $3 million extra in incentives for making the Super Bowl, which is crazy. He's found a home. Win or lose 2 Sundays from now, he's going to be the Seahawks quarterback at least for 5 years. At least for the next 5 years. So shout out to him. He deserves all the credit. He's getting comfortable. A guy that y'all know really well, that y'all knew for a year at least, Clint Kubiak. His offensive coordinator, I think, deserves a lot of credit. He's made him look very comfortable. He believes in this offense. I'm shocked Kubiak hasn't been hired anywhere. I know he's been interviewed. So Sam Darnold, man, I knew if the Seahawks won, he was going to ball. I doubted him. I was just waiting a whole damn game for a pick to happen. I was like, oh, interception is going to come. You just got to wait. And he just kept answering. Shout out. He dueled with Matt Stafford all day long. They went back and forth, and the game was very offensive. So shout out to him. He deserves credit. I was wrong, and he surprised me, if anybody, just how consistent he was in this game.
Okay. As far as go ahead.
You know, I was just about to say, man, I'm so happy for him, man, because Sam Darnold he was a punchline. You know what I mean? He's a punchline when you talk about quarterbacks. Being a punchline from his time at the Jets, then being a backup at Carolina, to a backup in Frisco, to getting a chance by accident to be the starter last year in Minnesota and proving who he actually is. And it's just even more confirmation on how bad the Jets are as an organization, because he didn't just learn how to play quarterback. He's been this guy. They couldn't develop him. They couldn't put the talent around him. And when he's given the right tools, we see what he can do. And I agree with you on Kubiak. Kubiak, I thought should have been in the running. I hated to lose Kubiak. I thought that we should have been interviewing him for head coach job down here in New Orleans, simply because of how he had the Saints rolling at the beginning last year. And I think he's the best thing that Dennis Allen ever did as a Saint. And bringing him in as offensive coordinator. But it was too little too late for him. I think Kubiak, he does a good job as offensive coordinator. He finds what you're good at and he maximizes it. And I think he's unlocked Darnold. Darnold kind of got unlocked last year. The last 2 games here were his undoing in Minnesota. And Kubiak got him up there and he was like, hey, I got something for you. Don't worry about it, man. We're going to see Jefferson. We saw what you could do with him. Well, guess what? We got one just like him up here. We're gonna use him like you used Justin Jefferson last year, and we're gonna run away with this thing. And I just looked at this game, and like you said, you wait for Sam Darnold to make that mistake, and it's just basically based off his reputation, and you're just waiting for the mess up to happen. And he just simply didn't mess up. He didn't mess up. And the Rams couldn't put it in the fourth quarter. So I mean, I think that I had the Rams winning it, but I can't say that I'm happy. I'm happy that the Seahawks won, because I don't like the Seahawks or the Rams for obvious reason, being a Saints fan. The Beastquake and the Nola No Call are haunt me as a sports fan, and I'm not gonna get over those. I'm gonna be like that. But I definitely thought that Matt Stafford, who probably is gonna win MVP this year, he he played well enough to win this game by far. And the way he was driving the ball down the field at the beginning of their fourth quarter, I thought he was going to punch it in, and they just could not get it in. They used all 4 downs and they couldn't get it in, and I was like, well, that's game. Even though he did get another opportunity at it, I just knew it was game after that because they couldn't get it in the end zone when he had all the momentum behind him. And those defenses both played well in the end of the game. At the end of the game, they both played well, and Seattle's defense stepped up definitely. And I think that's going to be a big thing going into the Super Bowl too. The Seattle defense versus the Patriots defense. That's going to be a big thing. We're going to have a good game, but based off that.
And y'all remember Sam Darnold with the Jets? He said when he played the Patriots, he had a terrible day. He said, I was seeing ghosts. And look who's playing the Super Bowl.
Yeah, right. That's true.
He
should go up to the Super Bowl in a Ghostbusters suit.
What I want to give credit to Seattle on, man, is because I noticed this particular game, not necessarily the guy I'm about to mention, but when you just think about what they brought in as far as as a whole, you said, see, they had Jackson Smith and Jigba, a stud like Justin Jefferson at wide receiver. In the offseason, you go out, you get Cooper Kupp, you add him to what you have. That's a nice number 2. Then in the mid-year, you trade for a guy, Rashid Shaheed. And here's why I think that was such a big one for them. Because, bro, you talk about their offense. If Sam Darnold holds up, you know their defense is going to come to play. But their special teams. Rashid Shaheed made a play against San Francisco. In this game, that muffed punt was one of the biggest plays in the game. That was like one of the biggest plays in the game. So I just look at the special teams, bro. And when I look at Seattle, they're going to be a tough out, bro. And that's why I jumped ship on the Rams, because I was like, bro, what my eyes are telling me through the course of this year, Seattle don't give up. They play at all 3 levels. Defensively, they play at all 3 phases of the game. Offensively, defensively, special teams. They're well coached by McDonald. Bruh, this team is something serious, bruh. There's something serious. Of course, if Sam Darnold has a bad game, we understand that they can lose. But he can have a bad game. And, bruh, I want to say earlier, didn't he have, like, how many picks he had against the Rams? Oh, that might not have been the Rams. It might have been the Rams.
It was
like 4 interceptions. Yeah, and he still had a chance to win. Like, that's this team is crazy, bruh. And I don't know about y'all, but is it just me or the Charbonnet injury? Is Kenneth Walker running like a man more possessed?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if y'all see it. To me, I think because I had him on my fantasy team, and I'm like, bruh, this dude is selling my fantasy team. But in the playoffs, this dude looks like a completely different guy. And I'm like, you like Kenneth Walker back in college. Like, where's the guy? Where's that guy at when I need you in fantasy? But
I think he's a guy that needs the ball constantly to get going instead of, taking plays off. Yeah, he can't
care. I think there's a lot of players like that. I think Derrick Henry's another player like that. He doesn't like to split carry. You have to keep giving him the ball.
Yeah, bro. I'm very impressed by the Seattle team, bro. I'm not a Seattle Seahawks fan by no means. Going into this season, my only concern for them was Sam Darnold. But I'm like, if Darnold could win with the Vikings, he could win with Seattle, bro. But this team, bro, they tough. And I think they, like I said, they do it on all phases of the game. And New England's gonna have their hands full. I know we're gonna break down and pick the game next week, but I think New England's gonna be in for, even though I like New England as well, I think New England, they got something on their hands right here, bro.
The reason why it's coming for Seattle is, you look at the Seattle team last year. they basically suck. And the only thing they added was Sam Darnold to me. Now I
And
was like,
they
bro,
traded Metcalf.
you yeah, they ain't traded Metcalf. I'm like, so you gonna tell me they're gonna trade and bring in Sam Darnold, and I'm
I think C's breaking up. Or
I
is
was
it
like,
me?
no.
Yeah, he's breaking up.
You back? Still, you good?
No, I'm here.
Okay, you back.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, man. I was like, bro, if that's all they're doing, they were 10-7, but I mean, bro, and they added Sam Darnold. I was like, that's what y'all think that was gonna fix it? I was like, no way, bro. When you picked them to win the West, I was like, bro, there's no way they're gonna win the West. That's got to go to the Rams. And lo and behold, the Rams look like the best team for a lot of the season. But you looked at Seattle and like you
You
said,
didn't
they
want to
never
buy in.
gave up.
You didn't want to buy it. I was the same way. I was like, bro, they're gonna be good in the regular season, but once the postseason comes, bro, that we're gonna get the real Sam Darnold. So I was like, they're gonna be good in the regular season, but I'm not all the way bought in. But when they destroyed San Francisco, bro, I'm just like, bro, they might be better than what I'm actually giving them credit for.
Them destroying San Francisco, I thought was more an indictment on San Francisco than praise for them.
Okay.
I said, well, San Francisco, they don't have Kittle. They're missing half of their defense. I said it happens. They were basically just forcing their way to be good with all the injuries that they had anyway. So they ran out of luck. I just thought that they were going to meet up against a Rams team that was motivated to lose, but I was wrong.
And to beat two of your division rivals to get to the Super Bowl, dog, that's impressive, bro.
Yeah, man. That was impressive. It says a lot about their division as well.
Right. Is there anything I want to break down further as far as that's concerned?
I'd say we should just get into a preview a little bit of the Super Bowl.
Okay.
I know what I won't be watching. That's the halftime show. That's not. I'm not enthusiastic about that at all, bro. That's gonna suck.
Y'all crazy.
I wouldn't understand them anyways.
Yeah, I know. Watch it for what?
I think the NFL, man, the NFL sometimes really pisses me off. Why are you having Bad Bunny? It's a simple business move where they want to have more Latinos, drive up the viewers.
International. That's what they're trying to do. Trying to make an international game.
I get the mission here, but bruh, what the hell are the rest of us supposed to do? I can't understand a word the dude's saying. Like, I mean, it just.
Hey, but here's the thing.
I'm pretty sure
we're going to watch the Super Bowl anyway.
Right, and I'm pretty sure he'll bring out Drake, who he has some songs with. He'll probably bring somebody out that you understand, will understand. He'll do something. I just want to believe that. Maybe I'll be completely wrong.
No, Drake ain't coming. Not after them letting Kendrick Lamar.
Drake.
But no, man, it's like that. You don't advertise for the people that you know going to watch. You're advertising for people who wouldn't watch. Like I remember when Usher performed, my wife and daughters were ready for the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? Right. And that's something that they know I'm going to watch, but I can't get them to sit in here and watch it. But they watched it that year. You know what I mean? So the halftime show is to get to they advertise that and get those people for people who weren't going to tune in to the Super Bowl anyway. But I think a lot of the Latino community, the ones who were going to watch are going to watch anyway. We're going to watch anyway. I don't think that this is a draw to the Latino population that wasn't going to watch the football game anyway. I might be wrong because I don't have.
Well, I will say
insight
I
into
will let y'all know. Like my daughter has a friend that's Latino, and my daughter and her they listen to Bad Bunny, and they're excited about that. I mean, that's two people, obviously, right? That's not everybody, but I'm just saying, like my daughter and her were saying, "Oh, we can't wait till the Super Bowl. We can't wait to watch Bad Bunny." According to them, because I'll be the first one to tell y'all, I don't follow music the way I used to. According to them, he's like a superstar. So I don't know. I don't listen to his music like that, so I don't know. I think I know 2 songs. I think they're both with Drake because my daughter plays them. But that's it.
No.
Right.
He is a superstar. I mean, he's got like 52 million subscribers just on YouTube.
Oh wow.
No, he's a huge star. First off, I can't understand him, so I can't listen to him. I've heard songs. Obviously, they sound catchy.
Right.
But, if I can't understand the lyrics, then I just, that's where I tune out. But, I mean, obviously, I'm going to watch it because I'm going to watch Super Bowl and it's going to be up there. But to me, because I care so much about the game, I actually don't care enough about the halftime show. Like, whoever it is, I'm like, all right, it's 10, 15 minutes and it goes away. But to me, like this year, I have really no interest because I can't understand anything.
I have a question for you because I know I've watched, but maybe I'm like you, more into the game than I am the actual performances.
Right.
At the World Cup, do they perform at like the halftime performances? Do they have like performances?
Yes, but it's not hyped up like here where don't miss the halftime show.
Okay.
It's just, all right, let's say Shakira is going to be singing or Beyonce is going to be singing, but that's the, extent of it. Like, it's not, hey, don't leave your seat kind of thing. Like, it's just part of the game kind of thing.
Well, I'm just throwing this idea out there because look, soccer is the biggest game in the world. We understand that as far as from a world standpoint. But maybe they would draw more viewers in if they would hype up like the World Cup halftime performance with Americans I'm talking about.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that. The World Cup this summer is in America.
You see?
and Kendrick Lamar, we know, performed last year, right?
Right.
I'm hearing to one-up him, Drake is going to be performing for the World Cup final.
Oh, wow.
And once that is happening and, it's in the game is going to be in America, it will actually be a thing this World Cup because I think of the Drake factor. So It's actually so funny you mentioned that. That's exactly what's going to be going on this summer with the World Cups, and that's the way Drake is going to one-up Kendrick is basically what they're saying. Apparently, when he performed at the Super Bowl last year, Drake thought and went to them and said, how can I one-up this? And they said, oh, do it at the World Cup. It's 10 times bigger than the Super Bowl.
Right.
Man, what's crazy? Just speaking of the Super Bowl, Stephon Diggs and Matt Collins left Buffalo, joined Drake May in New England, won the AFC East, and are now headed to the Super Bowl. Maybe Josh Allen did help all along.
Oh, wow.
That's all I wanted to bring up on this. I was like, wow, bro, that's true. I never thought about that. But that is true, man. Josh Allen don't have no help. Hey, well, Drake May got that same help, and look what he did with it.
And I don't want to get out of here when I was mentioning that one thing about, I know I'm going back a little bit, but I gave Carson Beck a hard time for the last throw he made. And I know y'all going to say it was the weather, but I hated the throw Steady threw at Christian Gonzalez. I'm like, what the hell was that?
Yeah, he threw that. Just said, I hope something good happens.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, give yourself a chance. What in the hell was that?
All right, well, let's get to the actual Super Bowl preview. Obviously, next week we're gonna actually break it down.
Okay.
So we'll go position by position. We'll make our picks. But right now, if you had to tell me who you think the favorite should be on FanDuel and everywhere Vegas says Seattle, but do you agree with that first off? And second of all, 2 weeks away, what do you think is the key to that game for each team to win?
Okay, I agree with them. I'll go first. I do agree with. I think Seattle should be the favorite. That's no knock to New England. I don't think it should be like a 6-point difference. 1, 2, maybe 3 if you want to give Seattle the favorite. I just think, bro, Seattle's high is higher than New England's high. Y'all may feel different than I do. If they play their best game, I think Seattle wins the game. If they both play their best game, Seattle will win the game. And let's just say if Darnold comes out and does what he did this past week, I really don't. I'm not gonna say I care, but I don't think Drake May will outdo him in a sense of that'll get him the win. If that makes sense, so to speak. So I just think that their best is the best that you can play. So I'm gonna say Seattle should be the favorite. And again, I'm gonna say it till I turn blue in the face. Seattle will win the game if Sam Darnold shows up. It's that simple. If Sam Darnold shows up, and it's Sam Darnold, because I can tell you if he doesn't show up, you're going to see the Scooby-Doo memes of this quarterback and that quarterback and this quarterback with a mask. It might be Dak Prescott underneath the mask. It might be, I don't know who, but they're going to make fun of him for not showing up in the Super Bowl. But if Sam Darnold shows up, then they'll win the game. For New England to win the game, they just got to get to Sam Darnold. To me, that's all it comes down to. They got to get to Sam Darnold. Make him see Ghost. Like he said last year. Make him see Ghost. If they make him see Ghost, then they'll win. Because I do think Drake May is going to be formidable in the Super Bowl. I think he's going to be good. He's going to be good enough to win a Super Bowl. I just don't know if being good enough is going to get it done. So now it goes in their defense to turn over the ball, get some turnovers from Sam Darnold. If they do that, then they'll win the game. And if their special teams controls Rashid Shaheed and them boys and not turn over the ball on a muff punt or, continue letting Jason Myers make these field goals, I think New England will be fine.
Man, I think it's right. I definitely think that Seattle has earned the right to be the number one, well, not number one seed, but to be the favorites in this game. I think it's going to be a lot of. I think there's going to be a lot closer than I don't think there's a real favorite in this game. Let me just put it like that.
You think it's a pick-em?
Yeah, I think it's a pick-em, to be honest with you. I don't think that it's a game where it'd be like, oh yeah, it's a clear favorite. Oh yeah, man, we all know if they're gonna win this. No, it's not one of those games.
Okay, I'll go next. I do agree with C. I do think it's more of a pick-em game than people might think. New England was a better team all year. And I know it didn't look pretty in the playoffs, but New England was the team all year that was the number one seed in the AFC until the end. Denver got it, but and then in terms of Seattle, I thought they came on more towards the end of the year. They went hot into the playoffs after killing San Francisco. They go into the playoffs. They get the bye, kill San Francisco again. Then you get this big win, and now they're in the playoffs. So they're very hot coming in. Meanwhile, I think New England was a better team throughout the season, even though they had an easier schedule. In terms of the key to the game, I agree, X. I'm like you. This all comes down to Sam Darnold again. Will he finish it off? That's the question. He just has to perform well for another 4 quarters. That's it. If he doesn't, he doesn't have a turnover these playoffs yet. If he does not turn the ball over, they're going to win this game. I believe Drake May and the running game for New England will be fine. Even though Seattle's defense is really good, I think they'll do their part enough to the point they can win this game. It just comes down to Sam Darnold. If he throws 2 interceptions, they're going to lose. I think he can get away with 1. He can't get away with 2 interceptions in this game. So I think that's what it comes down to, and I think we'll make our minds up next week about it.
I'm excited about the Christian Gonzalez JSN matchup too.
Yeah.
That's gonna be fire.
Who?
JSN versus Gonzalez.
Y'all both going out in and out. What? Who? One more time.
Christian Gonzalez, the cornerback from New England, and JSN.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's gonna be a good matchup. Just real quick, hit two quick things. This one just real quick. I saw a post on Facebook. It said Geno Smith is so bad. The team he left immediately went to the Super Bowl, while the team that he joined now has the number 1 overall pick in the draft. That was hilarious to me. Then the next thing is, what are your thoughts on Shakuer being a Pro Bowler?
Bro, come on, bro.
I'll go first.
Go ahead, Boxall. Go ahead.
The Pro Bowl for years has been a joke, and I've been saying it. Like, first off, it's a joke when no players want to play in it. The actual Pro Bowlers, the Josh Allens, I don't even check the rosters, but I'm assuming, for example, Josh Allen was a Pro Bowler at quarterback, and he doesn't want to play. And that's been going on for years. Like Brady and Manning and Breeze, Rodgers, they just did not even entertain the Pro Bowl for years. And then I remember one year, Tyler Huntley became a Pro Bowler, bruh. And he played like 2 games for Lamar that year and threw, I think, for 4 touchdowns. And here's the same thing again. Shakuer, 7 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. And because they needed 12 replacements and he's a popular guy, he got some votes and he's a Pro Bowler. So basically, when you look at a guy's accolades, don't look at Pro Bowl. Look at All Pro, look at MVP, look at other things. Don't look at Pro Bowl. It's a joke. I can't believe this is going on. And the crazy thing is, I see, like, for example, on Twitter, things just pop up on my timeline, like University of Colorado football, like, posted about it. I'm like, why the hell would you be proud of that? It's a joke, bruh. Like, then the Browns.
What else do they have to be proud of, bro?
The Browns tweeted it. Like, what are we doing? I swear to God, if the Colts did that and my quarterback threw more interceptions than touchdowns, I'd unfollow the Colts. I swear to God, bro, I'm unfollowing the Colts. So it's just a joke. But it makes sense at the same time because someone has to replace these guys that are not attending. So, of course, the Tyler Huntleys and the Shakuers, and I can't even name whoever else was just terrible and undeserving made it. This is irrelevant, but it just proves what a joke the Pro Bowl is.
Did they just get rid of the Pro Bowl, bro? At this point, like, just get rid of it completely. Like, why even continue to do this to yourself if people are not taking this serious? The players are not taking this serious. The consumers are not taking this serious. Like,
and the crazy part is I'm hearing, this is just what a rumor, that even Shakuer won't go to the Pro Bowl. They'll need an alternative for Shakuer.
Okay, what would y'all do? What would y'all?
I hear Tyler Shuck might make it now.
Okay, like, in all honesty, let's say that NFL called you guys in and said, you know what, we're gonna pay you 6 figures to work for the NFL. Your job is to fix the Pro Bowl. Like, we need people to want to watch this. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, how could you make this work?
I would go ahead.
So there's no way to fix it because the issue is it's a tackle football league, and after Drew Brees got hurt that one Pro Bowl, their players are never going to go hard ever again because it might hurt your following season, right? So you can't run that risk. I'm okay with what it is, bro. It's a flag football game. If I'm free at home that day, I will turn it on. Will I, if I have, let's say, something to do, will I go out of my way to catch it? No, right? So I would just keep the things the way they are. However, if the Josh Allen does not want to go, sure, bring on Shakuer as an alternative, but don't count Shakuer as a Pro Bowler. Like, it doesn't go on part of his accolades. He's just an invitee. Let's call it that way. Like, he's just invited, but it doesn't go on his accolades. I think we could keep if you want to keep the Pro Bowl accolades a legit thing, cool. Name 3 AFC quarterbacks, 3 NFC, and that's that. That's the only guys that get credit for it. Now, you want to call Shakuer an alternative, cool, because if he's interested, would they need a guy? What are they supposed to do? They supposed to call me from Richmond, Virginia to come to play? So just don't count it as a part of their accolades. I guarantee you right now, you go to Wikipedia, you put in Tyler Huntley, it says Pro Bowler, bro. So it shouldn't say that, is what I'm saying. So X, I wish I had an answer for you. I don't know what the hell I'd do. Because it's a tackle sport, there's no way you can get these guys to play tackle and actually take it serious and hope no injuries happen.
All right, I got an answer. If I'm into entertainment, right? So this is purely an entertainment event. I say you do just like you do in high school football. You have your all-state team. This is just like an all-state team. You put it in the damn newspaper. You put it out in the press. Like box office said, you name 3 quarterbacks, 3 wide receivers, running backs, etc. for each side. But here's the thing: instead of a football game, have them do a game show for entertainment purposes. These players go into a game show, Family Feud style, with you may have sports questions, you may have entertainment questions, you may have any kind of question. Could be the same Family Feud type questions. Put them all on teams, let them compete in a Family Feud style game show, and have that go on for a whole weekend. Starting on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The finals be on Sunday. You don't have because if you're not gonna play a football game, there's no need in playing this flag football BS. These skills challenges. I like the skills challenges because they've always had that. I think that they should just keep that open to have that only open to Pro Bowlers. Give them an incentive on their contracts or whatever. You make the Pro Bowl, you must participate in the skill challenges, and you can get a bonus if you win these skill challenges. But I say, just for entertainment purposes, instead of having it whack ass flag football game that I will never watch that game. Let them do a game show. I love to watch the starters for the NFC versus the starters of the AFC in a Family Feud type game. Hell, pay Steve Harvey to host it and just go all in with it. And I guarantee the viewers will be there for that. You'll have more viewers than you did for this flag football game. I guarantee you.
Do you think there'll be too many players though to do a game show? Like a Family Feud, there's so many players that make the Pro Bowl.
You have like You break up into like 5-6 teams, kind of like they did the NBA.
I got you. I got where you're going with that.
That's
Okay.
why I say you do it on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Okay. I was just thought because I can't even tell you the last Pro Bowl game I watched, and it was crazy. As I grew up loving the Pro Bowl, bro.
Yeah.
I know that sounds crazy to some people, but I literally remember them going to Hawaii, and I would sit there like, bruh, it's right before the Super Bowl, the week before the Super Bowl. I'm going to watch the Pro Bowl, see what's going to happen. And I can't even tell you the last Pro Bowl I literally sat down and watched the whole thing. I don't remember the last Pro Bowl I watched more than 2 or 3 plays.
Hey, I'm so old. I remember when it was after the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. Yep.
It used to be the week after the Super Bowl, and I used to be so starved for football. I couldn't wait to watch it. And I used to like to look at the jerseys. When I think of Pro Bowl, I always think about Emmitt Smith in the blue jersey. I think of all the Cowboys players with the star on the side, look like their regular jerseys. Their All-Star, the Pro Bowl uniforms kind of resemble their regular jerseys, with the blue jerseys with the white patch and the blue star on it. And I always was like, these fuckers get to play in their regular jerseys. Like, that's what I always think about. Now, then I think about the Bills players with the red jerseys with the white. I'm like, that's what I think of. It resonates with me, and with those jerseys are either the ones, and when they just had the blue and they had national, and then they had
American
on the other jerseys. Like I can remember those things. That's when it was real. It was no need to watch. After Sean Taylor, who was that he knocked out?
It was the Bills punter, but I forgot his name.
Yep.
And after he knocked him out, and everybody was like, shit, he out here playing for real. Like everybody like that was when the antenna went up and people were like, hey man, Sean Taylor out here playing for real, bro. I don't know if I really want to play this game no more. And like we said, when Breeze got hurt, it was like, nah, man, I'm out.
Yeah. And I think the NBA is doing, is struggling with it too. Now they're going to make it. I think this year they have 4 teams or something like that. Like the NFL doesn't really care too much to fix it because their ratings are so good, but the NBA is desperate to fix their All-Star game.
But I think the NBA has so many things that they can do to fix their. They can have a game. They can actually have a game. NFL can't even do this anymore. They can't do another football game. You know what I'm saying? So I like the fact that the NBA can actually have a game. They can keep playing with the lineups all they want. I think they had piqued people's interest when they were letting the top 2 people pick the teams for a little while, but they got. I think they actually abandoned that a little bit too early. I think it was good, but it's nothing they can do to fix that game. Nobody's gonna go out there and hoop for real.
Yeah, I'm a traditionalist. Like I like East versus West, AFC versus NFC, but with the NBA, they are gonna mess around for the first 3.5 quarters, throwing alleys, doing whatever, and I'm okay with that. Like at the end of the day, it is an exhibition. I think a lot of the times these leagues take the fans' opinions a little too serious, where it's like, oh, this isn't basketball, this isn't football. Okay, well, it's an exhibition. Like, it should. What do you want them to do? You want Doncic or LeBron to get hurt? Like, I don't know. Like, to me, it was always cool, but it doesn't have to be that serious. The rest of the season is going to be serious.
The thing is, man, they like you said, they take the fans' opinions too serious, and really, it's like groupthink. Once one person says something, everybody it gets to spreading around like a terrible virus, bro. It's like people didn't even have a problem with the All-Star game until one reporter said it and it hit ESPN, and everybody got to talking about it, and it got to spreading about like, yeah, nobody takes the game serious, blah 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 blah, and people weren't even thinking about that. It was just we were used to watching it. We were used to watching. You were used to watching Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, them go out there and they just have a little fun. They weren't taking it serious. Like, and they even people mentioned about Kobe, like Kobe cared. Kobe didn't give a damn about the game, bro. He played like every once in a while. I saw this thing, KG, talking about LeBron messed it up because Kobe slapped the floor and he passed the ball.
Well, LeBron didn't mess up there, though.
Nah, it didn't matter. You see what I'm saying?
In the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter. But come on, man. Look, Kobe slaps the floor in front of you and this fool passes the ball, bro.
I get it. But I mean, that was a whole game. That happened like the fourth quarter of the game or something. Like, bro, okay, why you ain't slap the floor in the first quarter when we was out here? Like, you know what I mean? It didn't matter. He didn't care. It was a moment. That's what it was. It was a moment for Kobe. Kobe didn't care about the All-Star game like that, bro. You know what I mean? And it's like, that's why I say it's groupthink. I was explaining to my students that the other day because everybody loves Young Boy. And I said, y'all love Young Boy not because he can rap. It's because it's the cool thing to do. Everybody said, oh, I love Young Boy. So y'all think he's good. I said, tell me this. Tell me the one Young Boy song that I can listen to that will make me a fan of Young Boy. And nobody could give me that one song. They were like, yeah, try this one. Everybody had different songs. And I said, give me one song that would show me that Young Boy can rap. Like he can rap. And that nobody, it was like, well, who your favorite rapper? I said, Lil Wayne. They said, give me one song. I said, A Milli. I said, you put on A Milli, you can see that Lil Wayne can rap and it's jamming, and you all know it. I said, there's no song by Young Boy y'all can have that's going to show me that he can rap and everybody knows that song. So it's groupthink that they're conditioned to think that that Young Boy is the greatest or whatever. And I think that is groupthink that people they start picking up on these bad things like, oh man, the All-Star game sucks now. And back in the day it was this, and the Pro Bowl sucks now. And back in the days, it was this, and I think that ruins these sports, these exhibition games. That's one thing. It ruins a lot of stuff in sports. One person mentioned one thing, and it'll drive a whole narrative.
Yeah. And you got me, us just talking about. I might start writing down a couple of my ideas, trying to hit up the NFL and say I got a couple of ideas up my end, man.
Yeah, man. Hey, give me my credit for my Steve Harvey Family Feud, bro.
Well, I do like I think the best idea that y'all said together was, you're a Pro Bowler and that's it. Like you three people and that's it. Like it's over with after that. Like you're not a Pro Bowler just because you're an alternative. Like you can't an alternate. You can't be that, bro. You can't be Googling people and saying they're Pro Bowlers. And we know we watch the season and they're not a Pro Bowler, bro. I think I'll just say this. I'm not gonna give. I mean, y'all my brothers. I don't mind telling y'all my ideas, but I think that they should tie it in, which would be cool because y'all know I'm more of a college football fan than I am an NFL fan. But like, tie it in, like make it go together in a sense. So like, just off the top, like just us talking, like something where along the lines of the NFL players don't necessarily play. I would like tie the combine into, and I know there's some kids that won't play. Of course, like number one picks like Fernando Mendoza, he may say, well, I'm not going to play in that, right? But I would do it where like the best players that's going to the NFL, they would pick like whoever makes the Pro Bowl on the AFC side and then NFC side, they're gonna coach the game. The game. Like the All-Star game, right? They'll coach the game, but like almost like the week before the Super Bowl, they'll pick the teams of, okay, we're gonna draft Diego Pavia on the AFC side, and then they'll draft. And then after the Super Bowl is over with, the following week, that's when they should do kind of like the NBA in a sense, make it like a weekend where the award show happens on the Sunday. On a Saturday, you could do like all the NFC players and all the AFC players are coaching the college kids to play like in an all-star game and let them play because they're about to get drafted. So I think they would play because it could drive their stock up. Not saying it will, but it could. And do something like that and drop the top 100 players of 2026 that same week.
Maybe like the Senior Bowl.
Yeah, something like the Senior Bowl. But I would include anybody that's entered into the draft.
I think some players would opt out of that.
They would. I think there would be a handful. Like Fernando Mendoza wouldn't play. I don't think because he's the number 1 overall pick. But guys that are trying to drive their stock up, I think they may try to play.
Jeremiah Love doesn't play.
Yeah, he probably won't play.
I mean, anybody that's a guaranteed top 10 pick not gonna play.
Right. But I know I would watch it if you did something like that, because at least I feel like they would have something to play for, and maybe you can pay them to play in the game.
Yeah, but I mean, like that's the only thing I said. You have stuff like a Senior Bowl,
right?
But like you said, you don't have to be a senior for this. It's just you draft eligible players.
Right. If you want to play, you're more than welcome to play. And if you get selected or whatnot. Well, I don't know. But I think they're all some cool ideas, though. I do. It just they have to do something though, bro.
I get what you're saying is letting the Pro Bowlers actually coach them. I think maybe you get the Pro Bowl nod. That'll be too many coaches for one. Maybe you get to pick a college player that's draft eligible to replace you.
Yeah.
And you have
you say that. I mean, maybe not all of the Pro Bowl, but the Pro Bowl starters could all be the coaches on the sidelines. Because you're talking about, there's a lot of people on the sidelines. Yeah, there's still a lot of people on the sidelines.
Yeah, that's still 22 coaches, but
right.
But like I said, I think maybe having them pick a player that they want to replace them in the Pro Bowl.
Right, represent.
Yeah, I'm picking Jeremiah Love to be my to replace me as running back in the Pro Bowl.
I just feel like they have to try something. To try to, like, dog, just because something hasn't worked, don't mean you just throw the towel in. I tell you have to figure it out. Like, you just got to figure it out. I'm not saying it's ever going to work, but you can't. It ain't going to work if you just throw the towel in.
Or, here's another thing. Why not let the Pro Bowlers pick another player that did make the Pro Bowl to replace them in the actual game, and then they have an actual game. You only pick 2 starting Pro Bowlers. I mean, a starting Pro Bowler and a backup, and they get to pick a player to actually play in the game for them.
Maybe.
Like Mahomes is the starting quarterback, but he's not playing, but he gets to name who he wants. He picks C.J. Stroud to start the Pro Bowl for him. You know what I mean? And CJ fucking has to go play. You know what I mean? That's your reward for making the Pro Bowl, that you don't have to play in this game. But if you get nominated or you get picked to represent you have to go play.
See, NFL call us up, man. We trying to come up with some ways to fix this, man. But it gotta be fixed.
Yeah, man. And then it gets to be start being a chess play. Mahomes start picking people like Josh Allen to go play for him. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
yeah, Josh, you go out there and go take some more hits, my boy. We'll see you next year.
Well, next week we're gonna break it all down, y'all. We gotta go back to work tomorrow. See, I know you enjoyed your day off. But we'll get to these shout outs because I gotta get up out of here. But shout out to y'all boys, man. Always a pleasure. Hey, Yvonne, it's just different, bro. It's just different. It's just different. It's just different, Yvonne. Hey, Mardi Gras around the corner, man. Y'all go get y'all some king cake. Hey, see, real quick, do you like king cake?
I don't give a damn about that big donut, bro.
Hey, man, chill, man.
I'm from Monroe, man. That's not y'all. I leave that to y'all down here. My wife trying to act like she from here and go, oh, I can't wait to get some king cake. Cap.
Man, I was gonna tell you some good spots, but okay, well, never mind.
I was about to ask you, man, where is the best king cake at, bro?
I like Crystal Weddings. I think that's fire. I know some people will tell you Twins. Keller's, I heard it, a lot of people like them. They're cool, it's all right. But I like Crystal Weddings. That's probably my favorite in Lafayette.
I hadn't even heard of them, man.
And no, you can get them from Billy's or one of the Boudin spots.
You gonna laugh when I tell you where I go.
Where?
Man, we're gonna get ours from Meshes and be done with that, bro.
Oh, that's a donut, man. Hey, that's why I heard you say donut. I was like, yeah, he must get his from Meshes, bro. I bought Yvonne them a Meshes one time. It's just a donut to me though. It's cool. I mean, I bought it for them because they don't have no Meshes out there, man. They wild.
Yeah, I don't even know what that is.
Oh man, but shout out to y'all boys, man. I'll be back on camera next week to tell y'all why. I can't tell you who's gonna win yet, but I'll tell y'all next week. And John Morant to the New Orleans Pelicans. Let's go!
Oh man,
hey, I'm good, man. I'm rolling with that stud Trey Murphy.
No, we gotta keep Trey. We gotta keep Trigger Trey.
Y'all don't want John Morant.
Jordan Poole. Woo!
Yeah, hell yeah, I'll take that. Somebody said Mardi Gras? Yeah.
Speaking of the Pelicans, didn't the Pistons whip on them just last week?
Here we go. Here we go.
It's just different.
Oh.
Hey, man, shout out to y'all, man. Football.
I'm literally trying to stop. I can't find it.
Hey, we can end the show that way.
Man, what the heck?
You can't even stop it, bro. Just talk. Go ahead.
Hey, shout out to you boys. Another fun show. Football season near the end. I can't believe it. We're moving on to March Madness after this. See y'all next week for the Super Bowl preview.
All right, man. You know me, man. Last minute shout out. I always go to my family, Hunter Morgan, Tori, Krishna Lee, and Edward. Daddy love y'all. I'll see y'all in just a second. Even if it's just on a picture. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, there we go. It's my beautiful wife. I love you too, Latricia. I'll see you in just a second. To Pap's babies, Marcel, Carter, Brian, and Zaria, Grace, Brian, Pap, love y'all. I'll see y'all in just a second, even if it's just on my screensaver. And everybody else, man, thank y'all for tuning in. I love y'all too. I'll see y'all next week when we do our big Super Bowl preview. Boot up or shut up. Yeah.